Welcome, everyone, to the In the Hole podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Zurowitz, certified PGA in teaching and coaching. Not a whole lot of those certifications going around. Director of instruction for 30-second golf lessons. This podcast is featuring an article from PGA Tour.com about a Monday qualifier who went on to win this week's Valero Texas Open in stunning fashion. Good on that old boy right there. But before we get started, give a little shout out to everybody out there. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. It's greatly appreciated. The In the Hole podcast is sponsored by Club Champion, clubchampionGolf.com. That's where PGA professional Jeff Zurowitz, gets fitted for all his clubs. I suggest you do the same. Every major manufacturer of clubs, every major manufacturer of shafts, TrackMan Technology, Sam Putter Labs, they got everything you need to get your golf game where you want it to be in 2019. Make this year the best year of your golfing career. Go to clubchampionGolf.com. I just made that line up. Feel free to use it. All right, let's jump into it, folks. We're going to go to PGA Tour.com. This is an article written here by, let's scroll up, by Adam Schupak of PGA Tour.com. Visit PGA Tour at PGA Tour on Twitter. This is the Canadian Corey Conners. He earns his first PGA Tour win after Monday qualifying. Next thing you know, he gets to play in Augusta, and he's got 2 years exemption on the PGA Tour, not to mention a cool $1.3 million payday. We're going to get all in that. Let's jump right into this. In the final round of the 2019 Valero Texas Open, Corey Conners only recorded 4 pars and went on to make 10 birdies to win by 2 shots. A lot of times these Monday qualifiers have birdie-itis. You have to go super low in these Monday qualifiers. Everybody's trying to get in. And let me let you know a little something about Monday qualifying. It's not like any Joe Schmo could go out to the Valero Texas Open the week before and say, hey, I would like to Monday qualify for the tournament. First off, there's numerous qualifiers, and then you can't be just some hack. All right, there's letters of recommendation. Corey is actually on his second year on the PGA Tour. You have to have some kind of shooting or scoring prerequisites. And once again, you can't be just a hack. And it also costs thousands of dollars to get into these things. So just don't think that you're going to Monday qualify for tour and then make the Masters like Corey Conners did. He actually has some playing credentials. So out of San Antonio, where the Valero Texas Open is being held, at Kent State University, not in Texas, Corey Conners majored in actuary studies. As the PGA Tour Media Guide points out, he's a bit of a math genius. The type of guy who kept his own stats long before his strokes gained were recorded on ShotLeak. As you know, stats are becoming bigger and bigger. I had to look up actuary science. I'm only a golf pro. And really what this is, it's the discipline that applies mathematical and statistical methods to assess risk in insurance, finance, and other industries and professions. So what I think he's doing is he's checking out his stats and comparing that to certain risk rewards and how he's going to shoot his lower scores, things that are way above my head. All right, but don't ask Conners to explain his final round scorecard, one of the all-time roller coaster rounds you'll ever see at the AT&T Oaks course at TPC San Antonio. It was crazy, said Conners, who made 29 birdies for the week. 29 divided by 4 is about 7.25. The dude's making over 7 birdies around. There's that Monday qualifying mentality. I couldn't even tell you what I shot on the back 9, he said. The numbers geek inside him is going to love looking back and seeing 10 birdies circled, 4 squares for a string of bogeys on the front 9, and just 4 pars en route to shooting a 6 under 66 and a 2-shot victory over Charlie Hoffman for his maiden tour title at the Valero Texas Open. One I assume he'll never forget. Charlie Hoffman was in the lead at one point during the round, but Connors started later than him and was allowed to catch up. The pride of Listowel, Ontario, was the last man to enter the field, surviving a 6-for-1 playoff in the Monday qualifier to become just the 5th player in tour history to go from earning a spot in the field on Monday to champion on Sunday. So think about how many years the PGA Tour has been around. This guy is only the 5th person ever to win after qualifying on Monday. When Connors arrived a week ago, his clubs didn't make the flight, so he didn't get to play a practice round at the club at Santerre, where 73 players attempted to earn one of 4 spots in the field. So he didn't have his clubs when he got there. He had to play. He wasn't allowed to play a practice round, or he didn't because he didn't have his clubs there. And he had there's 4 spots eligible. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. It was just another manic Monday for Connors, who for the 3rd time this season made it through the pressure cooker that is Monday qualifying in 6 attempts. That's impressive. All he had to do was drain a 20-foot bender for a birdie on his final hole to shoot a 67 and make the playoff, and then he canned a 6-foot birdie putt to advance. So he birdies the 18th hole just to make the playoff, and then he birdies in the playoff to win the playoff. But as good friend and fellow tour pro Mackenzie Hughes noted, it's not like he's a Cinderella story. He's got tour status, and he nearly won out on tour this year. Indeed, Connors had, but he finished number 130 in the FedEx Cup standings in 2017-2018 as a rookie. That was last year. And was relegated to playing this season out of the 126 to 150 finishers, category 32A, on the prior season's FedEx Cup points list. It made it difficult to find any rhythm until this week. Connors' season could be best summed up as feast or famine. He finished 2nd at the Sanderson Farms Championship in late October, a week after getting married to Mallory, who they showed periodically throughout the round. She had a glass of white wine in her hand. Every shot, you could tell how nervous she was and rooting for her husband. And he also was tied for 3rd at the Sony Open in Hawaii in January. But he also missed the cut in 4 out of his last 5 starts. Think about how much golf this guy's playing. So you're Monday qualifying, you're doing practice rounds. He's probably playing golf 6-7 days a week. You're walking all those rounds. Think of the physical toll that PGA golf really puts on somebody. With an attitude of nothing to lose, Connor capitalized on his opportunity, opening with a 69 and 67 Thursday and Friday. He chipped away at a 4-stroke deficit at the midway point of the tournament with a 66 on Saturday to trail overnight leader Si-Woo Kim by 1 stroke entering the final round. He also impressed his fellow playing competitor Jordan Spieth. I thought his game was fantastic, Spieth said. He came out firing. Yeah, make that many birdies. He continued to do just that on Sunday. After a 2-hour weather delay, Connors bolted out of the gate with birdies in 4 out of his 5 first holes to claim a 4-shot lead. He looked unstoppable, but there was still a lot of golf to be played, and by the time he walked off the 9th green with his 4th straight bogey, he trailed Hoffman, who was at 15 under at the time, by 1. Connors made only 1 par at number 2 on the front 9. I'm usually pretty good at making pars, he said, but there's a long distance from the 9th green to the 10th tee. It's so far, in fact, that players are required to take a cart. Sitting next to his wife, he used the time to hit the reset button. I just tried to think back to the last few days, all the great shots I've hit, and say, hey, you can do it. Just stay aggressive and trust yourself. That's the same thing we heard from the Augusta National Women's champion. Believing in yourself. The 15th club is your head. Think about it, and you'll be about it. Afterwards, his wife reminded him that she'd given him a pep talk too. Just stay confident, she said. Connors reeled off 3 birdies to start the back 9, including a 34-foot birdie putt on number 12. At that point, I thought, we were going to do this. Just keep your foot on the pedal. Up ahead, others were charging too. Kevin Streelman got hot and made birdies out in 4 out of his final 5 holes to shoot at 8 under 64 and post 14 under. His 6th place finish is the best result this season, but he was soon eclipsed by Ryan Moore, who started birdie eagle and matched Streelman's 64 for low round of the day and the tournament. Moore signed for a 17 under and finished alone in 3rd. Kim was unflappable. For 3 days, he came unglued after his 9-iron splashed in the water at the par 3 3rd hole, and he lost the lead. He carded an even par 72 and finished tied for 4th with Brian Stewart at 15 under 273. Connors tacked on birdies on number 14, 16, and 17 to shoot a tournament record 20 under 268, but noted that the 10-foot par save at 15 was critical. TV cameras caught the look of relief on the face of his wife, which soon went viral on social media. "I know her emotions are pretty crazy," Connor said. "She was cheering hard for me. It was awesome to see." Fortunately for her, Mallory Connors and James and Kristen Steele of Boise, Idaho to keep her company. The Steeles originally were the host family for Hughes when he played at the Albertsons Boise Open on the Web.com tour. When Hughes graduated to PGA Tour, Connors took his place. The Steeles flew in for the weekend to watch their 2 favorite Canadians play. It was only fitting that Hughes, who met a 12-year-old Connors at the CN Future Links before becoming teammates at Kent State, was waiting at the 18th green with a beer for his friend. Fellow Canadian Nick Taylor and his wife and honorary Canadians Joel Damon and Adam Sheenick joined in the celebration. Connors finished with a par, just his 4th of the day. 10 birdies, mind you. "That's got to be one of the fewest pars I've ever made," he said, as he toured the second 9 with a 30, a dirty 30. "I thought shooting 3 under par on the back 9 with a 1-shot lead might be good enough, but I got beat today, and it just happens," Hoffman said. "My hat's off to him. He played his butt off." As soon as the Connors pumped his fist in jubilation as the final putt fell, Hughes gave Mallory the cue, and she dashed on the green and leapt in her victorious husband's arms. I think the first thing she said, "Is this real?" I said, "Yeah, it's real. We did it," Connors said. Connors became the 5th international winner on the PGA Tour in as many weeks as the first Monday qualifier to win since Arjun Atwal at the 2010 Wyndham Championship. As PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan said at the trophy ceremony, "This is a life-changing moment for you, and it was really great to witness in person." Instead of heading home, Connors is heading to Augusta, Georgia. That's where I'll be Wednesday. The last man to punch his ticket to the Masters, where he competed as an amateur in 2015. So that's nice. He has a little experience there. He missed the cut. He also has a tour card through the 2021 season, which means no more Manic Mondays, which is pretty awesome, Connor said. "I won't be feeling as much pressures on Mondays, I'm sure." Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Now you don't have to worry about, are you going to have an attempt to get a paycheck? You're not only scored a $1.3 million payday with this win, you have guaranteed exemption, so that'll be really nice. Even if you miss some cuts, you're not going to have that much pressure on you to play in the next week. All right, so that was our write-up. Once again, it is Masters Week. 30secondgolflessons.com on YouTube just dropped some crispy content. Tiger Woods putting evaluation. Make sure to check that out. Like, subscribe, and share. We're going to have a Justin Rose practice swing evaluation coming up. Make sure you check that out. That's also another Masters Week special. Once again, I am Jeff Zurowitz, certified PGA in teaching and coaching, director of instruction for the 30-second golf lessons. Go to 30secondgolflessons.com for all your golf instruction needs. Always get better with 30-second golf lessons. I will see you soon. Get in the hole!